Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Castlevania II, Simon's Quest. We last left off Tiger Mouse, our hero. I just completed Bodley Manor and acquired Dracula's Nail, the fourth relic. The nail allows the whip to break blocks, basically what we've been using the holy water to do. We're going to continue to use the holy water because the nail ain't really that good of a relic. The rib is much better because it provides Tiger Mouse here with the shield that can deflect fireballs, and this holy water is a good sub-weapon. So we'll just keep it on to break the blocks. You want to be careful when making these jumps because there's these skulls that float down from above. You want to just avoid them, so before you make the jumps, whip them and destroy them, and you'll be able to make the jumps safely. So we're heading over here to the sixth and final the fifth and final mansion that has a relic in it, a Laruba Mansion. There's 6 mansions, but the last one is just Castlevania where Dracula is, and there's no enemies there. So here is the last clue: Dracula's evil knife blows Camilla's vision. Camilla is going to be the boss in the next mansion, Laruba Mansion. And I guess this clue basically says that when we fight her, to use the knife. The gold knife, as I showed off earlier, can stun lock enemies, so it'll be really good to take Camilla out. And the rib is also good to make her even a little bit easier, because her main attack is to shoot a fireball at the ground. It hits the ground and then splits into 5 different other fireballs, and the shield can block them. So now you want to make sure you have some laurels before you start trying to head to this manor, because you have these big swamp here, the East Joma Marsh. We don't have to worry about laurels on our way back though, because inside the Laruba Manor there's going to be a merchant who will fill up the laurel bag, the silk bag that we got, with 8 laurels. So that's pretty good. But here we are in a 5th manor. This one, Laruba Manor, has a level cap of 6. So right now we're level 4, so we'll be able to get both of the levels, the final levels here in this manor. So might as well do it now here, and that way we'll be ready to go. Now you could get some the remaining level 6 if we just kept with the same schedule, getting 1 level per manor. Could get the level 6 on the way to Castlevania, but you know, you never know if you're defeating enough enemies on the way there. So you might as well do it here in the manor. Once again, remember, manors are the best place to grind because time doesn't shift or move forward in the manor, so it won't affect your days. Remember, you have to beat the game in under 8 days in order to get the best ending. So 3 endings are under 8 days, between 8 and 16 days, and then over 16 days. I'll show them all off in the final episode, but for now we're just obviously aiming for the best ending, the quickest ending. So because of that, we're just going to, you know, do all our grinding that we need to inside the mansions. So this mansion is I guess not really weird, but I guess it's unique in the sense that it doesn't have any of the Dracula's clues. The final one that we got was outside there, and the relic in here isn't a part of Dracula's body. We've gotten his rib, his heart, his eye, and his nail. But the relic that we're going to get here is his ring. So yeah, it's not a body part. It's just something that he wears on a body part. So there's also going to be a second item that we have to get in this, that we get when we defeat Camilla, the boss. Like the relics, this item is necessary to defeat the game. It's the cross. In most Castlevanias, the cross is a sub-weapon. In this one, it's just going to be kind of the access key to allow us into Castlevania. So there's some like blocks that block the way to get to Castlevania, and the cross will allow us to break those blocks. So we could have headed down, but if we would have headed down, we would have went to where the relic is. But first we're going to head over to the left here. And we get the merchant who gives us 8 laurels. Only he or she would only give 4 if we didn't have the silk bag. But since we got the silk bag from the stranger, we'll get a full amount of 8. So we're actually going to use 1 here, because these spikes can be pretty tricky to navigate past. So just use 1 laurel, get through, and after you activate that laurel, talk with the merchant again, and they'll give you another laurel to refill your bag. Yeah, every time you talk with that merchant, they will give you a full bag. So, and those bags will help us cross the swamp back, and also move. You don't have to go over to the west anymore, but I'm going to do it just to show off what's there. But so here is Carmilla, the boss here. Very easy, just like the Grim Reaper was. She just moves around in a pattern, in a circular pattern. So if you stay away, you'll be able to jump straight up, whip. As long as you have the rib equipped, you won't take any damage. Because when she cries out these fireball tears, maybe that's where they get the bloody tears. That's the name of the song that plays in the overworld during the daytime. Maybe that's where they get that name from. But yeah, they just split, and the rib will take care of the fireball. So to pull out our oak stake, destroy the ball here, and pick up the 5th and final relic, Dracula's Ring. Dracula's Ring has no known functions, so you never really want to equip it. Some people say that it negates the first hit that you take, but other people say it doesn't, so I didn't really test it out, because I don't really like to try to take damage. But with when you max out your level here, you don't really have to worry about, you know, avoiding maybe 1 hit. You'll have more than enough defense, so. And plus we have a whole bunch of laurels for invincibility, so. Ooh, getting hit by the spiders. Yep, all the knights, they weren't hitting us, but yep, once again, spiders and spider webs. Deadliest stuff. So, ooh. Not too worried about taking damage right now, because before we leave this manor, we're going to max out our level. We'll get both level 5 and 6. And then we'll be level done for the entire game. We'll definitely be assured to have level 6 when we go to fight Dracula. Yeah, you don't have to buy another oak stake here, but, you know, I have nothing else to spend my hearts on, and I kind of have a little bit of OCD, so I want to fill up my inventory, so fill up that, get that last oak stake. You won't need it when you fight Dracula, but I like to just have that full inventory. You know, when I was a kid and I first played this game, you know, you didn't have the internet, and you didn't have, you know, magazines and stuff. Well, you had Nintendo Power, but you didn't have a lot of the resources to, you know a lot about the games. So there was a lot of different speculation as to how you get the different endings, and one of them was like you had to have a full inventory, you had to get every single item to get the right ending, but yeah, the amount of items you got determined your ending. But it turned out that what really is it's the time that it takes you to defeat the game determined your ending. So as we were kids, I was a kid, I tried to get all the inventory and thought that would help, but like I said, didn't. So we were just gonna grind up, you know, fast forwarding here to make the leveling a little bit more bearable. But once again, this is probably the easiest place to do it, because all the skeletons that are summoned are the slow walking skeletons, so they won't throw any bones, so we don't have to worry about taking, pretty much won't have to worry about taking any damage, and they spawn relatively quickly. You just take 1 step over to the left, 1 step over to the right, and a new one will spawn. So pretty easy. It's not going to take too long to get both of the levels. So, and we'll see them when Obviously, remember, we'll know that happens when the life fills up. So there's level 5. And now we just have to get 300 more experience. So, and each of these little hearts, I believe, give the 4. So that would be 25 per level, so 75 hearts. So, usually get about maybe every 2/3, so maybe a little over 100 enemies or so should be enough to get the next level. So just fast forward in here. So I guess if you're sensitive to I think I should have pointed out earlier, if you're sensitive to the flashing, you might want to just fast forward this here, because nothing really is going to be happening here. So, but once we do defeat this leveling, we could head back to the right, and that's the way you're supposed to go to get to Castlevania, and that's where we will end up going. But before that, I just want to show off something over to the west, and how the game kind of wraps around. The map that came with the instruction manual, it kind of points out how everything is, how the layout is, and you kind of, if you follow the path, it's basically a circular path around. So I can link a description of the game map in the video description here, so you can check it out, and you can see how kind of the hero makes a circular around here. So he's not walking straight west. It's not like the world is that tiny that he's making a circular path. A tiny world like that would have like such small gravity, everything would just fly off. Yeah, if you can walk around the entire world in, what, like 4 days? Nope. So, alright. We're at level 6 now, so everything is good. We obviously have max hearts because we didn't spend any money, and we had to get a whole bunch of hearts to max out our level. So now, like I said, it's time for us to head out. And we're just going to make a little detour here. Heading over to the west. And this is, when we head over to the west, that'll explain why the Camilla Cemetery was level 6. Had a level cap of 6, even though it was very close to the beginning of the game. So let's use our laurels here. We've got a big marsh here to cross. So, massive, massive marsh. So, it's gonna take us 3 laurels to get through it. So, but. And here we are, we're back in the Camilla Cemetery. So, yeah, this was back at the, to the east of the town where we got our blue crystal. So, yeah, very close to the beginning of the game, episode 2. But yeah, remember there's that jump that you couldn't make? Well, there it is. Yeah, if we jump down over there, we'd end up, I forget the name of the town, Algiba, I think it was. And then the Yuba Lake, where the Rover Mansion was, the second mansion. So that's why I had such an extremely high level cap, because if you came from the other side, it's basically near the end of the game. So, the final manor. So, well, let's use our laurels again to just cross this swamp, and we'll head on over and head on back to the 4th manor, Abodley Manor. And then this time, instead of heading to the west of Abodley Manor, we'll make preparations to head to the east. Because that's the only way that we haven't gone yet. So, woohoo! It's daytime! Make the enemies a little bit easier. Not that I really worried too much about the enemies with these laws that we have here, but if you didn't have the laws, it would make these mud monsters that come out and shoot fireballs at you easier to defeat. Make them only take 1 hit rather than 2. So this little section of swamp is small enough that we don't have to waste a laurel on it. So These firemen now only take one swing to defeat. So it's kind of weird that you defeat, I guess the old adage, fight fire with fire. Defeating firemen with a whip made of fire. So that's kind of weird, but it's not like a Dragon Quest game or a Final Fantasy where fire monsters have resistance to fire. Wouldn't hurt them or does very minimal damage. It doesn't matter, so I guess the holy property of the whip overweighs the fire elemental. So yeah, some games are like that where if you have a weapon that does like 2 types of damage and an enemy resists the one type, the type that it doesn't resist will take precedence. So let's head on over here and very close to Bodley Manor. Now we're going to, instead of heading over to the west, we'll head over to the east. We got a few more towns to take care of over here. There's a sinister name, the Wicked Ditch. So, but these harpies, if they land on the ground, they turn into like people. So that actually makes them a little bit easier than the bird enemies, because they just stay in the air and are a little bit harder to target. So here we are, we're up in a new town, and that's where we'll pick up in our next episode. Take care, have a good day. Bye!